Hi, this is Tim with SmallScaleRC.com, and I've got an unboxing video for you today. We're going to take a closer look at the ECX Barrage 1/24th scale micro crawler. Ever since this machine was announced a few months ago, I had my credit card in hand, ready to purchase one. I have been looking for a vehicle for a long time that I could run alongside my Proline Ambush 4x4. Now, I've been a big fan of this machine ever since it came out, and ever since then, I've been hoping that another manufacturer would come out with a 1/24th scale rig as well. Now, there are a number of 1/24th scale go-fast machines out there, to borrow a phrase from one of my hobby friends, but there aren't many crawlers, and there definitely aren't many vehicles that you would consider to be a trail rig or a scale trail rig, as I would consider the Barrage and the Ambush 4x4 to be. Now, as we take a look at the box, to speed up some of our unboxing process here, I will say, just holding it up and moving it around, there's a lot of wiggle. So my hope is that this machine will have a little more articulation and a little more movement than what you'd see out of the Ambush 4x4. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm still a huge fan of the Ambush. I just feel that it has some limitations in its movement and how far it can move, and really how far it can perform, or to the extent that it can perform out on the trail or indoors. So this machine looks great. It has 4-link suspension, just taking another spin around the box. It has waterproof electronics. Everything you need is in the box, ready to run. The price on this model, very attractive as well, $99.99. Whereas, the Ambush was about twice that. So I think if you get into that $99 range, which some people might consider that still to be a little high for a vehicle of this scale, I still think you're going to get a lot from your money. Some other features that this has that I just noticed and have been noticing since doing research on it, it does have LEDs included and built in, so that's going to be fun, just adding some nice scale authenticity to the rig. Again, it looks great. It's got a really nice looking body. It comes in 2 body colors, orange and blue. I chose orange. Got to stick with my brand colors. So yeah, it just looks like a fun truck. It looks like a capable machine. So let's take it out of the box and see what's inside. Okay, so we've got the Barrage out of the box, and everything that was in here was included in the packaging. So we're going to start first with our controller. Now, this is a trigger style controller. Feels good. I will say that this part down here, the handle grip, is a little bit beefy and big once you get around the front. So this might fatigue your hand if you're driving it for a long time, but I don't know what the battery life will be like with this machine, so that might not be an issue. Steering feels really good. A lot of motion. Steering wheel itself feels nice, a lot of grip. And let's pop this open. Oh, that's nice. We do have throttle trim, steering trim, directions for both, on-off switch. So there's a number of nice little adjustments here that you can tune and tweak on the fly. So that's nice. Decent feeling controller. Get the fun stuff out of the way here. You have your bag with your manual, a couple decals. You see the Falcon and K&N logos on there. Here's your USB charger, and then there are somewhere, there we go, some AA batteries for your controller. But now, on to the main course. Here is, and kind of see how wobbly and bobbly that truck is going to be. I like seeing that. I wonder if that's not too much wiggle and jiggle from the suspension, but it looks decent, and that to me means that this machine will have a decent amount of range and movement and motion when you're crawling and climbing over things. If you're just going to be sticking to flat surfaces and maybe climbing up some inclines, that should be fine. If you want to try to crawl over logs or sticks or anything trail worthy, then you're going to want to have a little bit of articulation, and it looks like this machine has a decent amount of articulation to it. I do see that there are body clips and body posts in this machine. So we'll pull those off in just a moment and take a look under the hood. As far as scale details, this truck looks really cool. It's like a shrunk down version of Axial's Trail Honcho. which a lot of 1/10 scale fans really enjoy. They like that truck. Take a look at the front of the Barrage. Nice details. Check out the side steps, spare tire. So now let's take a closer look at what's underneath the hood. Body clips are easy enough to pull out. Up front. Come on. Come on. There we go. So remove the body and ladder frame chassis, just like you'd see on a 1/10 scale machine. Flip it over real quick, 4-link suspension. Shaft drive, there's your motor, there's your center skid plate, your steering linkage up front. Wow, tires are very squishy, and it doesn't appear to have any foams inside the tires, so we'll see how that goes. That could be definitely good for getting grip, but overall, performance, there's a lot of wiggle there if you see going side to side. But again, we're maybe taking too deep a look at things right off the bat without even driving this machine. So we'll see how it goes once we get it fired up. And okay, we are powered on. Controller powered up. Decent amount of speed. I'm not expecting this thing to burn the tires off necessarily, but and who knows how full the battery charge is either. But seems decent. I've got a couple foam blocks. We're gonna go grab one of those and just try it out real quick. All right, my trusty foam block is out. Yeah, I'm thinking that this battery is in definite need of some charge. Come on. There we go. Whoa, big bounce. There we go. Not too bad. It gets up and over. That's all you can ask for. I do feel that the battery is very low because I had this thing to the floor and it was not moving very fast. Okay, one more final test before we charge it. Test out our articulation a little bit here and my one-handed driving skills. Come on, there we go. Not too bad. Not too bad. I will be putting this up against the ambush a little bit later on. You see that, whoa, look at that rear tire. You really notice now the lack of a tire foam. You see how compacted that rear tire is. But the good thing is it's not falling over onto the wheel. But that has me a bit concerned. But again, we're talking about a 1/24th scale micro crawler. Before I officially wrap up the unboxing, I did want to get the Proline Ambush 4x4 out and just put them side by side, just so you can see some comparison. Now the Ambush is 1/25th scale, whereas the Barrage is 1/24th. It's such a small difference between the two. They're relatively the same size. You can see just by looking at the stance of the two vehicles where the Barrage is a little bit wider and has a little bit more support than the Ambush. Ambush sits a little higher, so that's going to have a little more tip up on top. And then if you factor in my 3D printed gear and other camping supplies that I've added to the top of my rig, that adds a little more top weight to this machine as well. But it shouldn't be too much. Tires, they match up fairly well. Height-wise, again, Proline did put foams in theirs, whereas the Barrage is either lacking foams or has the softest foams I've ever felt. in my life. But I think, if you look at them size-wise, they stack up very well. Performance-wise, we'll find out how that shakes out down the road. But I do plan on doing quite a bit of driving with both of these machines in the near future. A little more with this than the Ambush. So there you have it, the new Barrage 1/24th scale micro crawler from ECX. I think, just looking at it and having driven it for, a minute, I think they did a really good job. I'm very pleased with the design, the style. I like the amount of flexibility that the suspension has. In looking at the springs, you could probably stiffen those up, either by getting some aftermarket springs or going to your local hardware store and getting some stiffer springs. You can modify things as you go to tune it to your liking. So that shouldn't be too big of a deal. I am excited to see what this does when fully charged. I think it might give the Ambush 4x4 a run for its money. I'm just happy to have this machine and have something that I can tool around with, and even have my kids tool around with this if I drive the other machine. So with that, that's the unboxing of the ECX Barrage 1/24th scale micro crawler. This rig costs $99.99. You could buy it from horizonhobby.com. You can buy it from ECXRC.com. You can buy it from, I believe, A Main Hobby has it as well. And I'm fairly certain you could find it at Hobbytown. Again, that may vary. Supplies may vary. I know this vehicle was either in stock or out of stock, depending on when I looked at it. I think a lot of people want to get their hands on this machine and want to take a closer look at it. So definitely, head down to your local hobby store and see if they have one in stock. So until next time, this has been Tim with smallscalerc.com. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, please. If you've not yet subscribed to the RC Noob YouTube channel, please go ahead and do that. We'll have much more on this vehicle, other small scale machines, 10th scale machines, 18th scale machines, you name it, we've got it. We're going to be doing a lot of video in the coming year. So thank you very much for watching. Until next time, keep your batteries charged up. And we don't run nitro and micros, so keep enjoying the RC hobby.